What is up, everybody? You are checking out the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, V Hot Commodity, joined by my good friend. Introduce yourself, sir.
Chris, we're here. SummerSlam was really well. I thought this was probably one of the better SummerSlams they've done since they started doing the stadium show. I know people could argue 2022 was good, but this was an incredible show from start to finish. I mean, there was nothing on this card that was like, I gotta go take a piss break. Maybe the Bayley and Nia Jax match, but I watched it. This was a really good show.
I agree. I liked all of the matches. I said before we recorded, I don't like all the commercial breaks in between. I wish that they would just have bell-to-bell action, but I understand they have sponsors and all that shit. So, but yes, we are covering WWE SummerSlam 2024 live in Cleveland, Ohio. And to kick off SummerSlam, we have Jelly Roll performing God Bless America. And then Triple H comes out. Triple H says, Cleveland, are you ready? Welcome to SummerSlam. And then Jelly Roll performs the song Liar, which we just did a great version of before we started recording. What did you think of Jelly Roll? I thought he was really good. I was glad to see
I'm
him.
not a fan of Jelly Roll's music. I'm not a fan of his music. I've seen clips of him doing really like nice things for his community. Like he like went to prison. Like he has like a really, really hard like come up. Like he's been through a bunch of stuff, drugs, prison, and this was great. This actually made me go like re-listen to some of his songs because he's one of the right since like the last couple of years, he has to be the best person that sang a live performance on WWE. Shout out Jelly Roll. I mean, I'm definitely gonna keep more of an open mind now when his music comes out because I listened to it the day it came out because it pops up on like your trend on Apple Music. So I just listened to it. I didn't think it was. I thought it was like every other one. But when he performed it live, like I was like, okay. No, that Jelly Roll. It was pretty good. He even did a
song
choke slam.
Liar hits for sure. Yeah, he did do it. That was a really good choke slam too.
Yeah, you see the sign? Somebody said, Jelly Roll do a moonsault.
Oh my god, all the jelly would come out as he landed
Shout
on
out
his
Jelly Roll. He did really well.
He sure did. He did good. And we're kicking off SummerSlam with the World Women's Championship on the line. The champion Liv Morgan defending against Rhea Ripley with Dominik Mysterio. And to start the match, Liv plays mind games with Rhea running from her. Rhea is actually able to land a riptide to Liv Morgan on the post. Liv kicks Rhea into the ring steps and attacks Rhea's shoulder. Liv dives on to Dominik Mysterio on the floor. Rhea then runs into the announce table, popping her joint back in place, lands a face plant to Liv, and applies a prism lock. Liv lands a crucifix bomb to get a 2 count. Liv grabs a chair, and then Rhea hits the riptide. Rhea then grabs a chair and goes to hit Liv, but Dominik grabs it from her and tells her this isn't the way to win the title. Liv drop kicks Rhea onto Dominik on the floor, hits an Oblivion to get a 2 count. Dominik tosses a chair into the ring. Liv hits Oblivion on top of the chair to Rhea, and Liv Morgan is still the World Women's Champion. However, the most talked about moment happens after the match. Dominik immediately starts to smile, and he makes out with Liv Morgan, officially turning his back on Mami. And we both thought that Liv was going to win here, so we both got points for that. But I didn't think that I knew Dom was gonna get involved, but I didn't think he was actually gonna fully turn and join Liv. So though it was a good match, they're probably gonna run it back, which obviously they will. But what did you think of everything?
The match, first off, they needed to start that with the show. Obviously, SummerSlam is gonna be hot, but they needed to really get the crowd fired up, and that fucking did. Yeah. Rhea Ripley looked great walking out there. I enjoyed this match. It started off a little bit slow, playing the mind games. I didn't like that too much, tweeted about it. But Liv, this match, Dave Meltzer said it, and it pissed off a lot of people. He has me blocked. He does not like me.
I don't like him either.
But this will be the first and only time where I sorta sort of agree with Dave Meltzer when he said this was an angle match.
Mm-hmm.
Rhea Ripley popping her shoulder back into place.
Mm-hmm.
Them doing the other stuff with Dom. There wasn't much, right? Like they didn't focus more on the wrestling. They focused more on the angle during the match, and it didn't really, to me, make Liv Morgan look better because Rhea's really great in the ring, but Liv, I mean, she's gotten better, but she really needs to work with somebody like that. And I just think they didn't have the full potential yet. They will in their second match, but it was good. I mean, I literally was like, no, like that, like the angle is great. Like it was good. Good match. Out of 10, I'd probably rate it an 8.5. Storytelling was amazing. They got the crowd fired up. They looked great. Walk into the ring, in the ring. Just the reason why I'm not giving it a little higher than 8.5 is, again, I will agree with Meltzer a little bit that they focused a little more on the angles than the wrestling. But that's
if
what
you were Dom, who would you go at Liv or Rhea?
I wouldn't look. Liv Morgan is a fucking babe. Like, she's fine as hell. But I love emo girls. I like girls that look like Rhea Ripley, that dress like Rhea Ripley, that have tattoos like Rhea Ripley. Like, famously, not like I go out of my way and look. I have a girlfriend, but like, not that I go out of my way and like that's not like what. But like when I see like famous people that dress like that, like it's just my type. Like I've always been the shit like Rhea Ripley, ever like still am. But like so, yeah, I would not leave Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley is gorgeous.
Yes, I don't know who I pick. I probably do a double. I take them both, hopefully, but that would never happen.
Me.
Well, moving on. I will say I did like this match too. I thought it was a good way to start SummerSlam, and I agree with you. It was angle filled, but I feel like WWE kind of needs that.
That's what they
like,
do best. Yeah, absolutely.
like I like to know, like, okay, something else is going to happen from this. It keeps you on your toes a bit.
Absolutely, it was really good. I enjoyed it.
Yes. Next up, Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn defending against
Fuck
Bron
that
Breakker.
fraud.
Braun runs a shoulder first into the ring post by accident. Braun lands a leaping clothesline. Let's talk about that Super Frankensteiner. That move is crazy. He's able to pull it off jumping without any arms being used. Lands it. Sami slaps Braun, hits a blue thunder bomb, gets a 2 count. Sami with an exploder in the corner. But Braun lands 2 spears, and Bron Breakker is our new WWE Intercontinental Champion. This match was okay. I felt like it was a bit short, but I think it was good for Braun to sort of look powerful like he did. We mentioned that Super Frankensteiner looked cool. Sad to see Sami lose the title so early, but I think Braun deserves it, and I think he's going to be a force with the title. Let's go over quick who we voted for in that match. We both thought Braun was going to win, so we have 20 points consecutively here. What do you think of the match? And
short is what it needed to be. They cannot make Bron Breakker look weak by having him lose cleanly again to Sami Zayn. Great. I'm excited. I love finally. That's all I gotta say. Finally.
Yeah, I think that it was.
I don't like Sami Zayn. I think he's overrated.
Me too.
I like him. The bloodline story.
I like him, but I think yeah, I think he's gonna use for the bloodline angle, and I think that I feel bad that they even gave him the title to begin with because he really didn't do much with it. So it's kind of like
it shouldn't have been. If they wanted to give it to Bron Breakker, why not just have him beat Gunther? It would have been a better match. It would have been more realistic for him to beat Gunther.
I agree, definitely. But decent second match for it. Short and simple, good. My moment of the night, Stephanie McMahon is shown in the crowd. I'm happy to see her. I'm a big Stephanie McMahon fan. I know there's a lot of hate, but let me tell you, that girl, ooh, Stephanie's my woman. Really quick before we take our first break, we're going to cover the WWE United States Championship match. The champion Logan Paul defending against LA Knight. Logan Paul has Machine Gun Kelly with him, and you're a big MJK fan.
Fucking go!
Nikki, my friend's a big MJK fan as well, so we all were happy to see him. But LA Knight shows up in Logan Paul's Prime car that he took from him on SmackDown. He ends up breaking the windows of the car. This is a really good match. I feel like LA Knight was able to show himself. LA hits a neck breaker on the table. LA Knight lands a big boot, a leg drop, and a gunt wrench suplex, get a 2 count. Logan hits an alley oop. LA Knight lands a side effect and a flying elbow drop to get a 2 count. Logan Paul lands a springboard clothesline to LA Knight off the apron. Logan Paul lands a really cool looking springboard moonsault to LA Knight on the floor. LA lands a leaping suplex for a 2 count. And then LA Knight beats up Logan Paul's friends. And Logan Paul tosses LA into the ring post. MJK then gives Logan Paul brass knuckles. Logan hits LA was the brass knuckles, but LA Knight is able to land a BFT, and LA Knight is our new WWE United States champion. We're going to take our first break, and then Christian, I want your thoughts on the match and MJK and new champion LA Knight. So we'll be right back. Stay tuned. Okay. All right. Yes. So Christian, we were just talking about LA Knight defeating Logan Paul to become the new WWE United States champion. What are your thoughts on everything that happened in that match?
Los Angeles Knight.
Yes.
I said this a while ago. I said I'm not the big. I never liked LA Knight. I'm not a big fan of LA Knight. I think he's criminally overrated. People portray him to be better than he is. However, he's really over with the crowd. A lot of people love him. He did a really good job of, before the match. Like, I thought it was really cool. He had some aura. I'm happy a legit wrestler has that championship now. He'll be on SmackDown every week showing it off. Logan Paul did great things for that title in terms of getting it publicity, but it's time to come back into the wrestling world. And LA Knight's the good guy to do it right now. So good. Congrats to LA Knight, and hopefully this title run gets me to become a bigger fan of him, or at least a fan of him, because I still think he's overrated. But this is good for him. Finally, he got his moment.
Yeah, I think LA Knight did a really good job in this match, wrestling and doing all of that. I think he showed off his skills really well. I'm not a big LA Knight fan either, but I felt like he did really good there. So I'm glad to see.
It was really good.
A lot of people are saying though that Logan Paul was supposed to win, but after that whole situation with the Olympics and all that, they were just like, no,
that's the case. I think that's bullshit, but you gotta do what's good for your business. But
yeah,
if it is the case, that's shouldn't target some man because of what they feel. Fucking Glenn Jacobs is back there still. Like, come on.
I agree. Well, next up, WWE Women's Champion Bayley defending against Queen of the Ring Nia Jax. Bayley slaps Nia to start. Nia hits a Samoan drop, an elbow. Nia does a stink face to Bayley and applies a Cobra clutch. Bayley ends up, Nia misses a flying leg drop. Bayley hits a Bayley to belly for a 2. Nia hits a Uranagi and an Annihilator for a 2 count. Nia then hits a Samoan drop to Bayley on the floor. Bayley power bombs Nia Jax off the top rope and hits a flying elbow drop for a 2. Tiffany Stratton runs out with her briefcase, but Bayley hits Tiffany. Nia ends up hitting 2 power bombs, and after 3 annihilators, we have new WWE Women's Champion Queen Nia Jax.
Everyone, throw your ones up for the Queen, the female tribal chief, Nia Jax, baby. Let's go! Finally, a lot of people gave Nia Jax shit, dude. I hated that girl when I was in middle school. When I was in middle school, I hated Nia Jax.
When I was in middle school, goodbye, you're young.
Dude, Nia Jax, she debuted she got called up to the main roster in 2016. I was in like 8th grade.
I want to say before we go on,
I became such a fan of her
she's
run
great.
since she's been coming back. I think she's proved a lot of people wrong. So good. I love Nia Jax. Throw them ones up, baby. Woo!
You got 10 points for that. I didn't. I thought that Bayley was going to win. So right now you have 40 points because we both thought LA Knight was going to win. I have 30. I thought Bayley was going to retain. I feel like Bayley did look really good in this match after taking the Samoan drop on the floor. I like how they made Nia miss the flying leg drop. That was cool. I thought something was going to happen with Tiffany, but I am glad that Nia got the victory. I
Yep,
do
me
think
too.
Bayley deserved to hold it a little bit longer, but I'm interested to see what they're going to do with Nia. I don't want to see them do like Nia versus a Zelina Vega, where it's like the underdog. Like it's like I don't want to see that.
I
I want
don't
to
either.
see I want to see Nia fight strong
No
people.
disrespect to Selena, even though I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't even
yeah.
know if she's a big fan of mine anymore, but
No disrespect to her, but I mean, come on, they did that with her and Rhea Ripley. I mean, but I am happy to see what they're going to do with Nia. Not only is she queen, she's now champion. Um, Next up, we have CM Punk taking on Drew McIntyre with special guest referee Seth Rollins. CM Punk was paying homage to Bret Hart by wearing the pink and black. They punch each other to start the match. CM Punk lands a flying clothesline. CM Punk jumps off the apron onto Drew McIntyre on the floor with a clothesline. Seth Rollins lounges in the corner as this is happening. CM Punk rams Drew McIntyre's head into the ring steps. Drew McIntyre slings CM Punk's head into the announce table twice and then catapults CM Punk into the steel under the ring. Drew McIntyre powerbombs CM Punk for a 1 count and then followed by a sit out. Drew McIntyre grabs a chair. He tells Seth Rollins to let him do it, but Seth stops him. Drew then pie faces Seth. He almost hits CM Punk with a chair. CM Punk rolls up Drew, but Seth Rollins is not in position for the pin. CM Punk hits a spinning neck breaker, a running knee in the corner 3 times, followed by a flying elbow drop for a 2. CM Punk applies the icon of vice and then grabs onto the bracelet that Drew McIntyre stole from him. Drew hits a Claymore for a 2 count. Um, CM Punk goes for a GTS, but he notices that Seth Rollins put on the bracelet after it fell off of CM Punk. So CM Punk ends up hitting a go to sleep to Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins falls to the floor. Um, he tells Seth, says, "We don't want you here. That's your problem." And that's when CM Punk hits him with a go to sleep. Drew McIntyre lands a low blow and then a Claymore after Seth Rollins walks off upset. Drew McIntyre grabs the bracelet and kisses it and puts his foot on CM Punk. Drew McIntyre beats CM Punk here tonight. I got 10 points for that one, I think. And unfortunately, you thought Punk was going to win. So what do you think? Do you think it lived up to the expectations? Seth Rollins as referee. What do you think?
this was really entertaining. Um, I love the way they started off. They didn't start like the crowd was really into it since before the bell began, but the way these guys just ran at each other and started swinging as soon as Seth hit the bell, it was like fun. It was just finally. Like I know people are saying online the match was bad. I don't see it. I thought the
I
match
didn't
was
think it was bad.
phenomenal.
I thought it was
Um,
okay.
it made sense. The story. They did a lot of fighting. They just wanted to beat the hell out of each other. And this is the most realist storyline, in all of wrestling. It finally took 7 months for these guys to do that. And I'm excited. I was happy they're gonna run it back, I assume. Um, it was good. I think Seth Rollins did a great job as special guest referee. Usually, a
Hmm.
special guest referee it can be corny because depending on who it is. Seth
Hmm.
Rollins generally hates both of these guys, and there was times where he was he was being unbiased. He played it fair, so I enjoyed it. I enjoyed
Me
it.
too. I thought it was a decent match. I feel like fans are probably expecting more like no disqualification, but we were getting that later with the Bloodline Rules match. So I don't really think
Exactly.
we needed that, but I did like how Seth Rollins left upset because it's like he didn't. We don't know what he was feeling. Did he want to hurt Punk? Did he not? We don't know, and I thought that was
We got into
interesting.
that argument because Punk thought Seth screwed him when that pinfall, but Seth was just taking forever to make the pin. So they got into that fight, and that's when Punk GTS.
Do you
So
think Seth really meant harm by putting the bracelet on?
no, maybe.
We don't know, right? And that's what's interesting is we don't have all
I
the
think
answers
so.
yet. Good stuff. Good stuff. Next up, Finn Balor's talking to Damian Priest backstage, and he tells Priest he can't find Dominik Mysterio. Priest apologizes, and Finn says he's sorry too. If you need me out there, just say the word. So now we have World Champion Damian Priest defending against Gunther and these guys had a fucking brawl. The punches to each other, the roundhouse kicks that Priest was giving to Gunther, it was crazy. Priest hits a flatliner. Priest jumps off the steps with a fist onto Gunther on the floor. Gunther back suplexes Priest onto the apron, lands a bridging German suplex for a 2. Damian Priest lands a super hurricane rana and a broken arrow for a 2 count. Gunther's bleeding from the chest after the kicks and chops by Priest. Gunther lands a powerbomb for a 2 count. Damian Priest lands a South of Heaven for a 2. Finn Balor then comes out. Gunther lands a big boot. Gunther then boots Finn Balor in the face. Damian Priest hits a clothesline twice, a Razor's Edge, South of Heaven, but then Finn Balor betrays Damian Priest. He puts Gunther's foot on the rope. Finn smiles at Priest, and Gunther applies a sleeper. Priest is able to get out. He grabs Finn Balor, but Gunther lands a powerbomb, applies a sleeper hold, and Damian Priest does not quit, but he passes out to the sleeper, and we have a new world champion in Gunther, thanks to Damian Priest getting betrayed by his best friend, Finn Balor. I know you're probably not happy about this, but what are your thoughts?
Fuck you, Finn Balor. Listen, the whole people online are going to talk about how Damian Priest had this coming ever since he won the world title. Now, I will admit, he has had an ego since he winning that title and Rhea being absent. But he's clearly stated to Finn, JD, Dominik, all you fuckers, that he wants to prove that he could be a world champion without you guys involved, because of the whole fucking everybody's doubting him as a champion, saying that he needs the Judgment Day. We finally wanted to prove that he didn't, and Finn Balor comes out and fucking screws him. Finn Balor he's so fucking bitter because Damian Priest cost him at last year's SummerSlam against Seth Rollins. No. Damian Priest was going to cash in. He is the fucking Money in the Bank briefcase holder. Finn would have done the same thing. So that was bullshit. I was really upset. I knew it was. I know, as I'm being realistic, I knew this was coming. They executed it very well. You talked about this. I like how Damian looks up at the screen and like. It was a good match. I enjoyed it. I think Damian Priest now has proven that he can be on that main event world championship scene. And, you know, Raw's already happened while we record this, but now he's over as fuck. So I don't mind it because when it comes to wrestlers, and when it comes to wrestlers like Damian Priest, who necessarily only a certain amount of people like him, it's hard to be like, what is this guy going to do when he loses it? Since he's been a part of the hottest faction on Raw for the past 3 years, there's so much you can do with him. That's the most important thing to me. That he's not going to get buried and not used. No, there's so much to do with Damian Priest
now. Well, I agree. Also, his new documentary 24 is on Peacock.
I watched it already. It was amazing.
It was good. I had to watch it. I definitely have to check that out. I'm a big Damian Priest fan, and this made me. What I like was they didn't make him look like a bitch. You know, he went after his friend. He passed out, and now he wants revenge, and I love it. And we'll talk about that on Raw. Next up, we go ahead. What are you gonna say? Wepa. Awesome Truth and Jelly Roll come out after A-Town Down starts trash talking Awesome Truth. Jelly Roll comes in the ring. He hits Austin Theory with a one-handed choke slam, and Awesome Truth and Jelly Roll land the 5-knuckle shuffle. Fun stuff to see Jelly Roll get involved. He did a really cool choke slam. Any thoughts?
Don't really care.
Yeah. We find out Bash and Berlin's coming in
Disrespect. No, wait.
What?
A disrespect to not have Miz be bigger in SummerSlam in Cleveland is disappointing.
Yeah, they barely used him. He was just seen this like one time. Interesting. But yes, Bash at Berlin is coming to Germany on August 31st. We know the main event. We'll cover that when we cover Raw. But let's talk about our main event for SummerSlam, the WWE Championship Bloodline Rules Match. The champion Cody Rhodes defending against Solo Sikoa.
Wait, did you pick Gunther or Damian Priest?
Oh, sorry, I didn't even say that. Okay, we both picked Priest.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, we both went with Priest. And for this match, we both went with Rhodes. So
So
during the
no one won.
no, yeah, it was tied. Um, Cody has his dog Pharaoh with him backstage. And before the match, he talks to Arn Anderson, who says, "Trust me, I got you back up." Solo hits a headbutt and chops Cody. Cody lands a disaster kick, and he dives onto Solo on the floor. Solo hits a Samoan drop, two Samoan drops, and gets a 2 count. Cody hits a Cody cutter and slams Solo Sikoa into the ring steps. Cody with a bionic elbow. Solo lands a spinning power bomb, followed by a spinning Solo for a 2. Cody lands a moonsault onto Solo. Solo hits a spinning black hole slam for a 2 count. Cody hits a superplex and a crossroads, but Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa attack Cody. They land a splash and a spinning slam to Cody. Kevin Owens comes out and attacks Tonga Tama and Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa. They're able to double team Kevin Owens. And then the Viper Randy Orton returns. He attacks Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, and Kevin and Owens chase them in the crowd. Cody grabs ring steps and rams them into Solo. Solo spears Cody. Cody hits 2 crossroads, but then Jacob Fatu shows up, attacks Cody, hits a moonsault. Jacob then super kicks Cody on the floor and lands a flying splash through the table. Jacob starts to hold his leg like he hurt himself. Cody lands a Cody cutter from the top rope. Roman Reigns comes out. The OTC shows up. Roman lands a Superman punch to Solo and a spear. Roman nods at Cody and leaves. Cody hits a crossroads, and thanks to the original tribal chief, one finger in the air for him, Cody Rhodes is still WWE Champion. What are your thoughts?
I mean, the return of Roman Reigns is massive. I think the SmackDown side of things will be more enjoyable, more watchable, because I think SmackDown's really bad. We all knew this was going to happen. Roman looked phenomenal coming out. So I really got it. I mean, the match was what we expected, what we knew was going to happen. Bloodline gets involved, Randy and Kevin come out, and then the return of Roman Reigns. The only thing I have to say now is, does Roman Reigns, and this is a question that I'm gonna figure out over the next couple of weeks of SmackDown, maybe even tomorrow. Does Roman Reigns want to be a part of, like, not a part, but is he cool with Cody, or does he just want to beat up Solo for Solo talking all this shit? It's a question I wonder. Well, I think we'll find that out. But
he does
it was
point
curious.
at Cody
like
at the end of SummerSlam.
They did like a little smirk to each other, Roman's baby face. I'm curious to see how that's gonna play out.
Yeah. I think right now Roman's just trying to settle the score with Solo. At the end of the match, I didn't see this, but someone posted a picture where Roman's pointing to Cody. So, I mean, I just think he wants to finish business with Solo and then go back after Cody, which I think is smart. I like him as a baby face, but he was just a massive heel for like 3 years. And obviously you're going to chant for him because you want him back. But, I don't see how you're going to change your process in, a couple months. But question for you. What were your, if not match of the night, matches of the night?
My match of the night was Punk and Drew.
Okay. I think for me, I liked all the matches. I can't pick one because I like them all. I feel like I was happy to see LA Knight improve. I thought he did really good. I was just happy with the whole show because of the outcomes.
Yeah,
I liked the angles. I felt like it was cool that there were a bunch of new champions. It wasn't as predictable as I had hoped, which is good. And all around, I thought this was a great SummerSlam. And Triple H is saying that, if things play out the way they're supposed to, there's lots of happening at the end of the year that he's looking forward to. I don't know what he means, but some exciting stuff coming our way. So that is it.
Bloodline Rules or Bloodline War Games.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely going to happen. Definitely going to happen. But all in all, I think we both were satisfied with SummerSlam, aside from Damian Priest losing the title. Good card. I give it like an 8.8. I thought it was good. I'd watch it again. But we are now done with SummerSlam. We're on the road to Bash at Berlin, and that road starts with Monday Night Raw. We'll be covering that.
Shout out Scott Demore for liking my tweet.
Scott D'Amore, respect TNA all the way. Coach Scott D'Amore, respect. See, this is awesome, man. But with that, we're gonna end our coverage of SummerSlam.
Shout out to my guy Solo Sikoa. This is what he's gonna be doing when Roman Reigns kicks his ass.
McDonald's, you're stupid. That's funny. Yeah, pretty much. Do you want fries? All right. Well, that's it for SummerSlam. We'll be covering Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, AEW All In is going to be coming soon. I'm going to be watching that. A lot of good stuff coming your way. Until next time, stay safe and stay uncensored.
Oh,